Right, for July 2025, and today I'm very excited to be giving you the last update of the working week, the first working week of July. We are well on the way to the end of the year, and it's trababulous. Everything is trababulous. Shaka broker. So let's go. We've got a lot to cover today, and we're going to start with Chigananda. So Chigananda, Wicknell Chivayo, has done it again, and he's going to be making billions from human rights violations. So as you are aware, in Tanzania, there's going to be elections in October, and the main opposition leader of Tanzania is currently in jail. He's been arrested and detained since April. And the party, the opposition party in that election, Chadema, has been banned by the Independent National Electoral Commission. So they won't be able to contest. And this means that SADC Troika chair, who is Samia Suluhu Hassan, is going to be basically uncontested in that election. So she is likely to win the election overwhelmingly because of the disqualification of the opposition leader, Tundu Lissu, without any reason. They have arrested him for nothing. And unfortunately, information that has come to us is that Wicknell Chivayo is currently the one printing and who is going to supply ballot papers for Tanzania. So let me take you through very quickly what is happening. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'm going to put details on the website later on. So there are a number of South African companies that are involved in the printing of ballot papers, including Ren-Form. Ren-Form was involved in the Zimbabwe election. It was also involved in the other elections around us. So let me take you through what other elections they were involved in. So if you look at Ren-Form, you will see that they've done Lesotho, Guinea-Bissau, Malawi, South Africa, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and their tender in Zambia has been cancelled for the 2026 elections. So currently, Ren-Form is not printing the ballot papers directly for Tanzania. However, Wicknell has a relationship with Ren-Form. He was paid over R1 billion in South Africa for that election for the supply of materials. So currently, Wicknell has gone through another company because he realizes that if he goes through Ren-Form, he will be caught and there will be an outcry. So they've gone through a separate company, and the company is called Uniprint Global. So they've gone through Uniprint Global, and what they did is that after the Zimbabwe election, when there was an outcry, they went and bought a new company called Lebone Lithoprinters. So Lebone Lithoprinters is a small company right next to Ren-Form. So that is Lebone Lithoprinters here. They bought this company, which is 800 meters away. So if you look at the addresses, you can clearly see that Uniprint, sorry, apologies about it. Let me find you the addresses. Okay, there are the addresses. 9 Trump Street, Selby, Gauteng, and 217 Boyson's Roads, Selby. So the one is on the other side, the other one is on the other side of the road. These companies are literally sharing an office. So Lebone and Ren-Form are literally sharing an office. And as I said to you, Uniprint bought Lebone, and Lebone is right next to Ren-Form, which means the printing is basically being done by Ren-Form. And if you look at the history, you will see that in terms of elections, Lebone has only done elections in 2010. So basically, what has happened is that Uniprint, which did the election in Tanzania for 2015, and 2020 and did Mozambique and Lesotho 2025, is also going to be working with the license which is given to Lebone by the company and by the Tanzania guys. So the Tanzania guys are using Lebone, which is almost like a new entity, but has been bought by Uniprint. Uniprint was involved in the elections in 2015. And as you are aware, in Mozambique, there were massive problems. Do you get it? There were massive problems in Mozambique in the past elections. And this was caused by Uniprint Global, which is working with Wicknell Chivayo through Ren-Form. Ren-Form, which caused problems in Zimbabwe. So it's clear Samia Suluhu Hassan Muroi Umtakati Otakata Ilanga Libalele. She is a witch and she is causing so many problems in SADC as the one who is in charge of SADC Troika. So she is in charge of SADC Troika, but a big witch. When we started seeing her, we thought she was going to do well, but it turns out that she is Chigananda. Chigananda is Wicknell. He said it himself. He is Chigananda. And the good thing is, Wicknell has blocked me, which is perfect. I do not want to associate with thieves. I do not want to associate with witches. Aka broker. Wicknell, your days of reckoning is coming. Zimbabwe will never die. Okay, I think we've covered it. It's amazing. And I like it when everything comes out very quick. I don't have to explain for long. It's simple. So that is it. Wicknell Chivayo involved in the printing of ballot papers, supply of materials, and Wicknell has been in Tanzania no less than 4 times in the past 6 months. So he's involved in these elections. Now you know why Wicknell is in Tanzania. This man Tundu Lissu arrested for nothing, banned from contesting the elections, and SADC just watching. SADC, we're watching you because your own SADC Troika, your own SADC chairman are stealing elections. SADC becoming a joke once again because of these guys who want to stay in power forever, including Samia Suluhu Hassan. What a disappointment. I am so disappointed with her. But what do you expect? She's been corrupted by Wicknell. Now, Wicknell has probably paid her a lot of money. And the people of Tanzania, they are obviously going to look at this and understand what I'm saying. The people printing their ballot papers are the same people who stole elections in Zimbabwe. They stole elections inside of Mozambique. And similarly, in Namibia, they were involved. We are in a serious problem with these people who are stealing elections across our region. Okay, I think we've covered it. Let's quickly go through other stories. And I want to start, obviously, with Zimbabwe. And in Zimbabwe, the big story that is trending today is in the independent newspaper. So you can go check out on Gambakwe. So the man you're watching here is Emmanuel Fundira. He is the chairman of NASA, the biggest pension fund owned by the Zimbabwe government. And this is where pensioners of all companies are paid. So this guy has been fired from being a chairman and he has been replaced by a former major, Dube from Bulawayo, who was the former, he was in the council, obviously, of Bulawayo, and he's now the chair, former major in the army. And Fundira has now gone to court. He's challenging Mnangagwa and the minister for this dismissal. And he says it was unprocedural and against corporate governance. So you can go and check it out. It's in the independent newspaper. Fundira challenging the Mnangagwa government and also the minister over there. So go check it out. It's over there. Then let's go to another story. Let me quickly see what else I want to cover today here. Obviously, today we have the Zanu-PF Consultative Assembly, National Consultative Assembly. I have talked about it yesterday. You're going to see Tagure over there. And the Zanu-PF going through the most. The reason being, there is a pending dismissal of Chiwenga. So we are going into the dismissal of Chiwenga from the party, and all the things that you're seeing right now related to those steps to do with the removal of Vice President Chiwenga. So the next 6 months would be defined by the removal of Chiwenga. By December, when I come here on 25 December, we'll be saying Vice President Kuda Tagwire. That is what we'll be saying by December. This man is the one who is in charge of Mnangagwa's financial affairs in Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa is not going to allow his financial affairs to be under the control of Chiwenga. So he's going to make sure that he appoints on your left Tagwire and on your right Opam Chinguri. The team that you're seeing on the screen right now, that is going to be the presidium of Zanu-PF by December 2025. You're going to see it, and we're going to see a new army commander of the defense forces. So you're going to see a new commander of the defense forces, because the current commander of the defense forces, Valerio Swanda, is set to step down within the next month. That is his last month as the commander of the defense forces of Zimbabwe. His tenure was extended to the end of July, and it's going to expire. So you might see Mnangagwa making other appointments, but the tenure of Valerio Swanda has ended. That is in July. At the end of July, he's no longer going to be qualifying. I don't know how long they've extended his tenure, but I think it was up to the end of July, according to his retirement age. Okay, now let's quickly look at entertainment. Madam Boss is trending. So Madam Boss has revealed that she earns on her YouTube and Facebook at least $10,000 a month. This makes her one of the most highly paid people in Zimbabwe. I'm not talking about YouTube. Generally, she's one of the most paid people in Zimbabwe. She is a comedian. She also has brands that support her, which makes her salary way over, in my estimation, between 20 and 30,000 a month. So she's getting endorsement brands across the country. She's probably the person with the most endorsements in Zimbabwe. So she is, and she has revealed here by herself that for July, she made 8,800 on Facebook, and she made 1,200 on YouTube. Added up together, she's earning over 10,000 just online, $10,000. But how sad is she? Can you see how sad she is? And I think I know why. Scott Sakupanya is sponsoring her, and she's standing right now in front of Scott Sakupanya's papers. There, I don't know why she's being sponsored by Scott Murroy, the murder of Pastor Tafmane Masaya. The Zimbabwe police are refusing to investigate the murder of Pastor Tafmane Masaya, who was killed in Mavuku while campaigning. So I guess that's the sadness over here. But as I said, she is saying she earns at least $10,000 online. Imagine $10,000. Even kana uriwe unongoti my boy itai zvamada. That is why mpana uyu achirega zvakadaro. Pakaipa handichatauri zvakawanda. Ndakuzvirega. Okay, now let's go to other stories. Let's go to I want to go to the newspapers. So before I go, let me quickly look. So much to cover today. It's a Friday. Let's go to Ginimbi. So the H Metro newspaper has revealed that Ginimbi's cars. So Ginimbi is a popular Zimbabwean who passed away in an accident in Harare. So Ginimbi left a lot of cars. So his cars were at least, let's say, worth 3 million, according to my sources, 3.5 million. That is how much Ginimbi's cars were worth. And he had some of the top of the range cars ever. Ginimbi was so flamboyant and he knew everybody. There's no one who didn't want to know Ginimbi. However, after his death, people have been stripping his assets. They've been stealing from him. So they've been stealing from him. They've been stealing from his house, and everything has collapsed, including his house, which is now having a grave inside. So Ginimbi was buried right inside his house. And according to the H Metro newspaper, someone who was closely in love with the Ginimbi has now sold his cars to the person that they're in love with now. So 4 cars of Ginimbi now belong to someone who is connected to his previous lover. And he has also lost a whole bunch of cars. So let's look at some of the cars that Ginimbi has lost. So that's the Rolls-Royce Ghost, Rolls-Royce Wraith, Bentley Continental GT, Bentley Bendiaga, Bentley Mulsanne, Lamborghini Aventador, S-Coupe, Ferrari 488 Spider, Mercedes G-Wagon. Guys, this guy, I don't know how he made his money, but he had a garage of the most expensive cars ever, worth 3.5 million US dollars. And that is without including the jewelry. So go check it out in the H Metro newspaper. Pakaipa. It's terrible what's happening. When you die, people just take your stuff and go. So that means one businessman owns 4 cars and other people have bought these cars. Who's got the money? No one knows what is Nelia doing. And it's terrible what has happened with the Ginimbi. Now, let's go to other stories very quickly. I want to go into the newspapers. I don't want to take too long today. Let's start with a small newspaper. Where am I? I'm going to start with South African newspapers today. And we start with Business Day. Let's quickly go to Business Day. I haven't read the Business Day today at all. Guys, can you believe time is now running out? It's taking me more than 4 hours to prepare this thing. Now, so let's quickly look at Business Day. Port jobs insulated from strike action. Government seeks to minimize labor disruption at key facilities vital for trade. So they want to legislate so that you don't go on strike. If you are working at the ports, let's see what else is here. Mlambo gets nod for justice post. President Ramaphosa will now consider Judicial Service Commission recommendation for Deputy Chief Justice. So the Judicial Service Commission has recommended Gauteng Judge President Dunstan Mlambo for the role of Deputy Chief Justice. So that is going to be the new Chief Justice of South Africa after interviews here. And then let's see if there's anything else of interest. South African banks in expansionary phase as borrowing increases. So South African banks are borrowing more. And what else is of interest here? I don't see anything that I want to give you now. If I get something, we'll put it on the website. As you know, our website is very busy. And also our guys are always busy. Let's look at the Sowetan newspaper. Sowetan newspaper. They are leading with the death of the South African Vice President, D.D. Mabuza. He passed away after a long illness. As you know, he was once treated in Russia. I just want to see that this doesn't escape me. So here, Mabuza, some moments before his death, in the Joburg hospital after spending 21 days in a Russian facility. So he went to Russia, then he came back and passed away in South Africa. And then let's see if there's anything else of interest. There is going to be Durban, July this weekend. So rich people from Zimbabwe are already flying in there. You won't be able to get a hotel in Durban this weekend. Durban, July. Let's see if there's anything else of interest here. I'll give you anything else of interest on the website as we summarize the news. Let's look at the Star. These are the most popular newspapers here, which are obviously read by everyone, especially in Gauteng, right? I told you about the auditor who was killed. He had only worked here for 3 months. So that is Mpo Mofole, 47. He was killed while driving home. He was a forensic auditor at Ekurhuleni municipality. He only worked there for 3 months. Then he was killed. It's terrible. And then Faith Zawa is spending another day in jail. This is a South African newspaper. What else do we have of interest? I think if we find anything of interest, we'll give you the news. And I've got certain words that I don't mention ever in my life. You will see it, that I'll never do anything or mention anything about those newspapers. Now let's go to the Herald newspaper of Zimbabwe. Herald Zimbabwe. Right, I've got 400 newspapers in front of me, and it's taking me longer and longer to go through newspapers so that I understand what's going on. Shun self-interest, embrace servant leadership. That's Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is firmly in charge right now. So the next thing you're going to see is the dismissal of Chiwenga. Mark my word, by December, Chiwenga will be out. But if I was Chiwenga, I would love that. I won't take it as a bad thing. I'll take it as a good thing. And then obviously you see here, they're showing Mnangagwa, then they're showing Chiwenga, and they are showing Mohadi. Look carefully at the dressing. Chiwenga is not wearing Mnangagwa's gear. He's not wearing the scarf. He's wearing the government scarf, the government of Zimbabwe scarf. And on his hat, he is wearing his own hat. So that is Chiwenga over there. Chiwenga has drawn the line. He must now be prepared to leave and start his own, what can I say? I want to say this carefully, because I want you guys to understand why Mnangagwa is trying to manage Chiwenga. Mnangagwa wants to make sure that Chiwenga doesn't have an opportunity to do anything. So he's going to keep him as a vice. But if I was Chiwenga, I would get out from there, because that is a death sentence. If he stays under Mnangagwa, it's a death sentence. Anopedzwa Chiwenga akagara ari vice. So he has to get out as quickly as possible. You can't start kudena mago. That's what he's done, Chiwenga. Then Sekuru Masuka. Sekuru Masuka. Sekuru wangu, ndoda munda wangu. That is Sekuru Masuka over here. And obviously we've got Tatenda Mavetera. She's doing very, very well. She is addressing a lot of conferences. I don't agree with calling her names. Certain names, I don't agree with them. But it's just me. There are certain names that I don't think we should call her, even if we don't agree with her. So those names, I won't repeat them here, that were called this week. They start with the H. She doesn't start with an H. She starts with a T. Yeah, now let's go to B Metro. Sometimes no Bopenga. I'm gonna guess, man. Right, let's go to H Metro newspaper. The thing is, when I try to talk to Tatenda, she does the Wicknell on me. As Muje. Okay, let's go to H Metro. 40,000 heist, Mkoba cleaner, ex-lover, and gardener rob employer. So these are the guys who robbed the employer over here. And okay, I want to read some of it. It's very violent. Okay. I think you can go and read this story. This is the most interesting story here. So let me show you the story of the gardener. So it says, a cleaner and a gardener from a Chinese-owned company in Gweru teamed up with a cell phone dealer, 2 mystery men from Kadoma, and a whole lot of bad decisions to pull off a daring 40,000 heist. But instead of clean getaway, they were tripped up by CCTV footage, nosy cops, and a trail of money that led straight under the bed. And you can see that that guy is dead there. So let's see what happened. Gwedebe called Felix Chuko, the company's gardener, and the 2 men from Kadoma who are still on the run to get the job done. On 21 June, the safe was snatched from the office and dragged across town to Mujakaji's house in Mkoba 6. Once scraped open, Mjakaji and Chiko were handed 6,000 each, and the Kadoma Joe vanished to hand over Gwedebe's share. So you can go and read this story. B Metro gives their stories away for free. And I can see a little bed there. It means this guy is dead. So go check it out in the B Metro newspaper. Then let's go to Manika Post. So Friday is a crazy day. Like there's so much stories. And it's very important that I cover everything. Then Zim and Moza are going to cut a deal. You can see it here. And then Mutare unveils water project. Very important. Mutare is the cleanest city in Zimbabwe. Amazing, refreshing. When you go there, you find it very nice. I like Mutare. That city can do very, very well. And then obviously this announcement here says, call for nomination for persons to serve on the Zimbabwe Media Commission. So guys, I want us to pause here. Zimbabwe Media Commission, it needs people who are serious, variku media, and it's Sangatitsvage vanhu vanoenda Zimbabwe Media Commission who are important. So please go and nominate people at the Zimbabwe Media Commission who can make a change. Mnangagwa is arresting journalists. The Zimbabwe Media Commission says nothing. And the Zimbabwe, even MISA is quiet. I haven't seen the statement on the arrest of Faith Zawa, on the arrest of Blessed Mhlanga. These guys are not doing enough. And it's tsiki mu Zimbabwe. And it's tsiki kusvika Mnangagwa abva. And the wiko Mnangagwa anosunga sunga. We don't want sunga Mnangagwa. Right now you sunga at Faith for what? What is it that you're achieving? That's witchcraft. So we want people in the Zimbabwe Media Commission who can represent media. We want people who are visible. So let's make sure that this happens. Zimbabwe have destroyed. Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission is destroyed. Zimbabwe Electoral Commission is destroyed. Now the Zimbabwe Media Commission is destroyed. What is happening is Trababalas. Mnangagwa arikuraya vanhu nenzara akabroka. Now let's go to the next story, and I want to go to Musonda, Faith Musonda. So I want to go back and look for her story. What has happened to Faith Musonda? So we're going to go to Zambia. Faith Musonda, as I said yesterday, was the side chick of the late Edgar Lungu, according to reports. So when Edgar Lungu lost the elections, he gave her $65 million in cash. Is this 65 million, 65,000? I don't know, guys. But she was found with that money in her house and lots of kwachas. So that is when it was discovered that she is the side chick of Edgar Lungu. So this week she stormed the state house of President Hakainde Hichilema and was arrested, and she was in jail. So let's see if she has been released. I want to look in the daily newspapers and see if she has been released or if she has appeared in court. So forgive me as I look to see if she has been released. Zambia is a drama. A lot is happening over there. And at the moment, I'm not seeing the story of Faith Musonda. So we're going to check what has happened. But as I said to you, she is the side chick of the late Edgar Lungu. So let's do a search instead. Faith Musonda. She was a newsreader during the time when Lungu was alive. So I guess that's how we met her. Okay. Right, I want to just give you the story which is there. The story says, the government has assured Zambians that Community House, which is the President Hakainde Hichilema's residence, is safe and there are adequate security arrangements to ensure security at the premises. He assured the nation that apprehension of Ms. Msonda outside Community House for alleged disorderly conduct is not tantamount to a security breach. So that is the only update we have on Faith Msonda. I'll give you anything else that comes out on the story. I'll give it to you from on the website. Obviously, we'll be able to share with you quickly. Every time we can just quickly look at Gambakwe Facebook. We share everything there. All our platforms, we link them onto our Facebook page. What other newspaper haven't I looked at today? Let's quickly look at Botswana and see what is happening in Botswana. And I'm going to quickly look at what President Gweru is up to. I want to say he's doing so well. And I've seen him addressing yesterday, which means the health scare is over. I hope he didn't meet Mnangagwa, because if you meet Mnangagwa, don't need to go. Guys, it doesn't do time, but don't do it. If you're president and you get cold. But President Mnangagwa, that go on. Just say, Andipo. This week Andipo. This week Andipo. Next month. And let's see what is here. Lulu, battle for control of Delta and BNF controversy marks 60-year anniversary. So let's look at Maggie. Maggie is the newspaper that I normally read. It looks like the bigger newspaper in Botswana. So trending stories, let's look at them. Motsepe has a way as government is forced to apologize. Jeff Mateo dies at 58. Kama condemns Masisi's father's commemoration day. Mother, daughter accused of murder. ZCZ leader visits Botswana again. And AT&T loses 5 million to staff theft. So AT&T is a company for what to call cell phone company. So you can go and check out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize this for you here. Later on, when we put it on the website, you know Bridget Motsepe has been acquitted. So I'm going to find the details for you and summarize for them, for you, and so that you can see what's going on over there. Then I'm going to end with my last newspaper, the Chronicle newspaper. You can see, guys, how much I have to deal with. I'm dealing with the most, so much on my plate right now. Let's look at the Chronicle newspaper of Zimbabwe. So the Chronicle newspaper of Zimbabwe always leads with street news. I like the Chronicle. They go to the streets. So you see there's two newspapers that I read. The H Metro and the Chronicle. The Chronicle will take you to the streets. So let's see what they're saying here. So this is the Wange power station. They're saying Wange restores power after nationwide blackout. So this is terrible, because if you had solar, you won't have such a blackout. So this is now owned by the Chinese, and they can do whatever they like. Zimbabwe has defaulted on the Chinese debt of 500 million or 1 billion, because the interest keeps going up. And then dramatic turn to Ginimbi and Transport Hub project. So the long-stalled Ginimbi and Transport Hub development project has taken a dramatic turn with South Africa-based contractor Terracotta proposing to slash its investment from 60 million to just 10 million, a move that has sparked alarm within the city of Bulawayo. Remember, this was given to one of Uganda. They're now going to be running this. There's nothing happening here. Egodini is a joke, but not a funny joke. Not a funny joke like, ha ha. They're so corrupt. Okay, and then football gives Banda a farewell. You know that with the guy who passed away, a soccer player over there in Zimbabwe. Okay, I think I've covered everything for today. I've covered enough. A man can only do so much. Guys, this takes so long to prepare, but I hope that you've got all the news that you wanted to get. Now you can go on your way and you understand what is going on. Let's go to the comments. Let's start with Mkoma Dumi. Good morning. And then Emerson will be taken out by end of July. Gambakwe, get your sources right. So, Stephanie, let me explain to you how it goes. Mnangagwa is at his strongest at the moment. He has eliminated the military guys who supported Chiwenga. He has eliminated the structures of Chiwenga. He has removed all the people in the leadership structures who supported Chiwenga. Has killed the generals. So Chiwenga is exposed. However, Chiwenga has got the support of the lower level structures of security. So everyone at the lower levels supports Chiwenga because they're not getting the money that is going the upper levels. So what Chiwenga needs to do is to come out from under Mnangagwa. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. You can't be a president from under a president that is holding you down. So Chiwenga needs to find a way out from where he is. That is why you see Mnangagwa is doing the most to neutralize Chiwenga. So Chiwenga is talking about corruption, but that's not enough. Chiwenga needs to do something. I don't know what it is, but he needs to do something so that he doesn't become a victim. And then Gambakwe have been saying this for years. Yes, Mnangagwa is finished. I think this is an argument about whether Mnangagwa is on top or down. What good is Tandamabitra doing? No, I didn't say anything about her doing good. I'm just saying she's working for Tagwire. And also, you mustn't call her the H name. Guys, okay, it's not okay to call women the H name. So if you don't agree with the woman, don't just say you H. That's not right. Okay, that's my feeling. And Wicknell is living on times. What else? Gambakwe. Siro Messi Magorong Uti Wagarsa Wanyora Pano. Yes, Messi, how are you doing? And then Wicknell is living on borrowed times. Yes. Ukaenda ku Zimbabwe unobatwa seishwa andibatwe nemunhu wekumasvingo. I can assure you, inini, I'm spiritual. Ndikasvika Zimbabwe, I don't know what happens, but they can't see me. So when I walk in Harare, I can walk all the way from my hotel at Holiday Inn to, let's say I'm going to Zanu-PF head office. I walk through town, the whole town. No one can see me. Literally, I don't know what happens. I just walk through town like a spirit. It's shocking. Like, I wonder why people, when they look at my eyes, they can't see that as Gambakwe. And when I go into government buildings, they can't see it's me. It's very strange. She's not doing very well. I said she's very visible. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. And I also said, don't call her the H name. Please, don't call women the H name. If you don't agree with women, don't say you were H. That is terrible. That is trabablas. So all you guys, if a woman has an argument with you, don't resort to those dirty tactics. That's not allowed. Okay, I think we've covered everything. What else haven't we covered? We are going to be back here in about 2 to 3 hours. There's going to be drama today. The most drama you've seen is going to be around this man, Kudata Gweru. Kudata Gweru has now been co-opted into the Central Committee, and today is going to appear at the National Consultative Assembly. We want to see how Chiwenga is going to react. How is Chiwenga going to react to the arrival of Gweru? What is Gweru going to do? And the communique that is going to come out today, what is it going to be like? Is Chiwenga going to be allowed to speak? Remember, they've not been allowing Chiwenga to speak. They will not allow him to introduce Mnangagwa. So Mnangagwa is now either going without an introduction or being introduced by someone crazy, like Kazembe. What is Kazembe? Anyway, what is Kazembe? Let's say define Kazembe. All right, guys, what is Kazembe? It's crazy. I got people here. Do you think I really sit here by myself? The kingdom of Kazembe. This was a pre-colonial Lunda kingdom established in the 17th century, known for its centralized government, trade networks, and cultural heritage. So Kazembe, or Mata Kazembe, is the title given to the paramount chief of the Lunda people of Zambia. Mapabata, Zambia has got the Kazembes. So Kazembe, and these people also come from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mapabata. So that's why Kazembe, and Zungu, akabroka, Sidzoro, Sidzoro, Kazembe, dictator wako, Torai, Muyende, na dictator wako, ane Zungu, Mnangagwa, akabroka, Auxilia akabroka, Sean akabroka, Kuda akabroka, Emerson Jr. akabroka, Collins Chigananda, ndiye akatora mota za Ginimbi, uyu Collins, akatora mukadzi wa anonzani uyu. Saka Wicknell kubloka inini ramana. Don't make sense here. Guys, Wicknell kubloka Gambakwe. Zvakafanana nekuti nzou ibloke svosve. Mapabata, svosve rakablokwa nenzou. Wicknell, uri kupedza nguva yako, munhu ane mabillions, achibloka munhu asina kana even mubhengi mangu kaenda iko zvinezvi. Hamuna kana $100. Wotora iwo une billion yawakaba. Wotora wobloka munhu ane $100 muaccount make. That means kuti emotionally hausi mature kana uchibloka Gambakwe. Instead unofanira kufona kuti Gambakwe, pane zvaungada here ndikubatsire. Haikona kubloka Gambakwe. Chii ichocho? Chii ichocho Wicknell kubloka inini munhu ane $100 mubank. Iwe une billion plus una Lulu. Lulu akanaka. Iwe ungabloke munhu akaita seni zvake. Anotekesa mve. Right, guys, let's go to our sponsors. Ngazotonetswa na Wicknell. Wicknell has kuziva value yake munyika kana achibloka Gambakwe. Right, let's go to Mve, our sponsor. So please buy one packet and you get one packet free. United Kingdom, USA, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand and Ireland. You can get a free packet if you buy one. And that is only for this month. This product is amazing. Many guys are using it. Many ladies are using it. High blood pressure, diabetes, and fibroids, especially for women. Fibroids can also lead to cancer of the cervix. So make sure that you do take this. For men, via 1 liter engine, it can become a 3 liter engine. You drive with confidence. TD vanoti tucha. teacher, nigga 1 liter. Madam wako woti, tomudi zvaidu, ndo zviripo. That is that Sadzarepa boarding. Right, so guys, please buy our products, and our website is shop.gambakwe.com. You can go there and get multiple products in Harare, and in Bulawayo, we're going to be introducing the products starting this month. I would like to thank all of you for your support. Gambakwe Media, now the biggest media channel in Southern Africa. So we get watched by people in every country. Tanzania, Kurugurigwa na Suluhu, Namibia. When anything happens, immediately on top. Botswana, those are my brothers. Big love for us. South Africa, Boykana, Ninya Yangu, business, their strategy. Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique. Gambakwe Media, truly a regional channel, and we're going to be setting up our head office in New York. So what we're going to do is we're going to be setting up in New York, and we're going to be working on how to connect investors from the United States to opportunities in Zimbabwe, and Zimbabweans to capital inside of New York, the biggest market in the world, the New York Stock Exchange, one side of the road, and NASDAQ, the other side of the road. It's amazing, guys. I love the Americans. They're doing so well. And today, a holiday in America, the 4th of July. President Trump will be addressing. Go check it out. And be aware. Information is power. Capital is power. And then we need to take over the military. Those are the 3 that you need to know live. You need to control the media. You need to control capital. And you need to be in charge of the guns. So if you've got poor security, someone will come and take your wife, take your kids, and they'll go away with them. And all you do is cry like a baby. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. You have to have strong security. That's why Mnangagwa achita zvaarikuda. Arikutibata sechi. No, not yet. Mnangagwa arikutitambisa sesadza nemunhu akaguta. Ndozvikuita Mnangagwa. Arikuita zvaarikuda muZimbabwe because hatina chedu, hatina chatakabata. Tererai makatsikisa pfungwa dzenyu zvandiri kutsanangurai. Why Mnangagwa arikutibata sezvizvi is because akationa kuti hatina chedu, hatina chatakabata. Takangorembedza maoko. All right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I'll see you again a little bit later. And a good day to you